Our dear mother passed away peacefully in her beloved home, where she raised us kids, entertained her friends, and held all her treasures. It was March of 2020, just as COVID-19 began. We have not been able to have a proper memorial for her and decided to make this video to remember her remarkable life. In high school, she met Tom Abercrombie, and together they discovered photography, working side by side, honing their skills, taking photos, and processing the film in the darkroom. After high school, they both attended college to study photojournalism, and later the Missouri Workshop, learning from some of the finest photographers of the day. They were married in 1952, and Mom worked side by side with Dad, sometimes in the studio, These images made the pages of Life magazine. Sometimes in the field. While practicing ice diving, Dad tied a rope around himself and told Mom to tie the other end of the rope to the car, and if he wasn't up in 5 minutes, drive the car and drag him out. While pregnant and with morning sickness, she helped compose this image by pushing the worm up through the sod for the baby robin to catch. Then Dad snapped the shutter. When grandchildren came along, Dad said, "I don't mind being a grandfather, but I'm not sure how I feel about being married to a grandmother. While raising a family and managing our home, she still managed to travel whenever possible.
There weren't any female photographers at that time. So I was one of the first, really. And after that, there were many female photographers. I think most of the Geographic now has female photographers. But they've realized the female photographer is a better one.
Well, we're invited to sit down in their tent, and we have the coffee and go through the whole ceremony, coffee making ceremony, which is really very colorful. And the emir, I guess you'd call him an emir, the chief, started joking with Tom. At that time, Tom's Arabic wasn't the best, but he knew a little bit of Arabic. And he said something about, you have a beautiful wife, or I mean, I don't think he said wife, but whatever it was, that he said she should be worth about 35 camels. And Tom said, no, I wouldn't take less than 50. So they bartered back and forth. It was all in just good fun. And I, of course, didn't know quite what was going on, but if he had been serious, I would have been wife number 4.
Our mother was a multi-talented woman who was ahead of her time. She learned to handle a camera as a teenager. She had 3 children and made a home. She could pull her weight on assignment and was a valuable asset to Dad in the field and on the home front. He could count on her, and she could keep up with him. When we were very young, Mom's sister Audrey and her husband Roger took care of us kids, providing a place for us to feel safe and at home. Thank you, Aunt Audrey and Uncle Roger. And when we were a little older, we would join them on sailing trips. Trips to the Baltic Sea, Long Island Sound, St. Lawrence River, Fiji Islands. Trips to Maine, Nova Scotia, and Cape Breton. In 2006, we lost our dad and Mom's husband of 54 years.
Every pretty girl is like a melody, but Lynn is a whole Berlin Philharmonic.
Mom will be remembered for her gracious dinner parties and how she loved to get her friends together and celebrate. Even though her last year was consumed by doctor visits and dealing with cancer, she moved forward, cheerfully brave and confident that she had had a good life. Mom was always strong, a real role model, proving that you can be beautiful, talented, and gracious.